Could you imagine if Mary Poppins was American? A spoonful of red 40 helps the NyQuil go down. I'm sorry.
I don't plan on having children, but if I do, I will sing that to them every night.
Hey! How are you guys doing?
Welcome back.
Long time no see.
This is the Girlies Nights podcast, and right now you're tuning into episode 11.
With Skyler.
Skyler's back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I always
you're
feel so
welcome.
welcome here.
I'm so glad.
I basically live here.
So last episode, you guys didn't have me here, and you guys were talking about me.
Yes, we were. Only good things, though.
And it wasn't
I
here.
wasn't. And I was very generous with the edit.
Did you miss me?
So much. I can't even talk about it, actually.
Oh.
Yes. The whole episode I was talking about how much I missed you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But you were here in spirit. When I think about Skyler, I think about two different things.
Okay.
I think about horror,
blood.
and I think about musicals.
I think that really accurately encapsulates everything you are, Queen.
If you didn't know,
Okay.
Skyler is an actress and a singer.
Yes,
And she's done musical theater. Haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we should get into all that.
She's classically trained.
I am.
So
It's incredible. So
what
today,
a better person to talk about this than Skyler.
and what are you talking about today?
Musicals.
Specifically
Just
in movies,
hands.
right?
Yes, specifically film musicals. Because if we were talking about Broadway and stuff, it's like, that'd be so long and that's so much. But it's
Yeah,
like,
not necessarily our forte.
no. Maybe I'll start my own podcast called Blood and Musical.
That's
The
okay.
Skyler story.
The way I'd watch that blood, glitter, and musicals.
Oh, yeah. I love that. But like, how'd they come to be, you know,
Mhm.
all that, some faves,
I know
some
nothing.
fun.
So please teach me.
Did you guys do musical theater?
Nope.
No, I think I secretly wanted to, but I wasn't brave enough to wear the badge of theater kid.
Is that sadder than being a theater kid? Or
I
better?
I honestly think it's sadder, actually.
Okay.
Because my theater kid never got to come out. Because it's secretly, I'm still, I'm in there. They're clawing their way.
Theater kid, unfortunately, is like a slur at this point. And so it's a badge that I wear with honor, but also like I keep it on the down low sometimes because I don't want to get hate crimed.
Good thing that we're going to put this on the internet for
Yeah.
anyone's clickability.
No, that's okay.
You can bleep it. You can bleep it out.
I'm a beep. They're going to find out one way or another.
They are. So listen, the definition of a movie musical
Uh-huh.
is a movie in which singing and dancing play an essential part telling the story and or progressing the plot. So like a movie with like one song in it, that's not specifically
Like
musical.
10 Things I Hate About You and Heath Ledger serenades her. That's not a musical.
Or
I might count
Or
that.
if it doesn't, if it's the singing and dancing is so bad that it doesn't move the plot forward, then it's not a musical.
Unfortunately, it still is.
Dang.
It's just bad.
Darn it. So it's mostly about plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the reason that I love stuff like horror and musicals so much is I love trash. I just like when things
Coming out hot.
I like camp is a better word.
Yes.
Like, I like when things can be bad on purpose, and both of those genres really excel at that.
Yeah.
I think too, it's
They're
not
not
necessarily bad. I think camp is the correct word. I think
Yeah.
that it's over dramatic.
They're not afraid to be ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, if you're very serious about you're going to break into song, it's kind of like, okay. Like,
all right, you better sell it.
You
Okay.
better sell-
Well,
and
we're not
sometimes
saying
they
you're
do.
not being a drama queen right now.
that's true. That's true. So, I mean, first of all, if you're poo-pooing musicals, let me give you some stats, okay? 10 Best Picture winners are musicals.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That
Shout
one
out La La Land.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one time in La La Land when La La Land won, and then they were like, actually
like-
Moonlight won.
Like 10 and a half.
Oh
Like
no.
10 and a half. And then dozens more nominees.
Yeah.
Like dozens. Some notable nominees: A Star Is Born, La La Land, Les Mis, Moulin Rouge.
Born.
Oh,
I
Les Mis.
totally forgot about that. That was a really, really good and horrifically sad movie.
See, that's why I liked it. So, I mean, musicals really have been around since kind of the dawn of film too, because entertainment before film was like plays and musicals and stuff. Was Broadway, was off-Broadway, was the radio. Like, it was primarily music-based stuff. Operas before that, you know? It's just been a thing forever.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of the golden age of musicals was like the 1930s through 50s. Like, when sound came to movies, it was musical time.
Yeah.
What
sound are we going to do?
I feel like music has been a way of storytelling since the beginning of time.
Exactly.
So it kind of perfectly marries together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It only amplified the visual.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially because, like, now that film musicals were a thing, they were able to do so much more because they didn't have to, like, build a set that could go on and off stage. Like, they could just go to a location. So it was much more immersive that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the golden age, they were still kind of building sets. But they're so beautiful. Like, oh my God. So The Jazz Singer in 1927 was the first feature-length film with recorded music and singing. It was the first, like, feature-length musical. And there's, like, a famous... One of the people in the audiences said that it was this big premiere of it, and all these Broadway stars and all these very famous people at the time were there. And she said that she looked around and she saw how horrified everyone was because they're like, our careers are over. Like, we're all stage actors and this is something completely different. And this is going to be like, we better adapt or we're dead.
They're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see how they, oh no, I better get it together. There are some high criteria here.
The first Best Picture winner ever was a musical.
Really?
Yeah. It was called The Broadway Melody.
Have you seen it?
Wow.
Next watch.
Yeah. I think
You
it'd be
said
good.
you like musicals.
She's a fake. I'm just
She's
kidding.
a fraud.
Can't watch them all.
But maybe the big one, maybe. Maybe if
the
you're going to
first
watch
one.
them, watch the big one.
Maybe the one that you felt so important that you made a note about it you could watch.
We have some, I love it. You're educating us right now.
But it was just a very fun, like, oh my gosh, this is new. But it's like also something familiar, especially because like film adaptations of shows that were already like on Broadway,
Yeah.
they already have a fan base. They already have an audience. So when that's translated to film, nowadays it can be kind of like hit or miss. Like people can be like, we don't need to adapt it. This is too much.
Yeah.
But like back then it was like, oh my goodness, we're going to see My Fair Lady in the theater
yes.
on the silver screen.
And
Like-
also, think of I always think about this, all of the actors that are cycled through the different, I don't know, seasons, I'm not sure what you
Yes.
call them, of musicals. Like you have so many different leads.
Mhm.
I would be so upset if I was like a lead in a Broadway musical and then they picked some other actress for the film. And then I'm like, no one's gonna know that I was picked before her.
Okay. Famously, Julie Andrews like originated the role in My Fair Lady on Broadway. And then when it came
There's
time
two.
to make the film, they cast Audrey Hepburn.
She was like, you had me.
And it was a big gag. But because she couldn't do My Fair Lady, she did Mary Poppins and she won the Oscar for it. And so in her speech, she thanked the director of My Fair Lady.
That's tea.
She was like, and thank you for not casting me so I could have this opportunity.
That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy to bring. Okay, no, I love her. That's a good moment, but it's crazy to bring that pettiness all the way to that stage. Because girl, you won. Like you won. Period. Point blank. Like, could you imagine if Mary Poppins was American? A spoonful of red 40 helps the NyQuil go down. I'm sorry.
I don't plan on having children, but if I do, I will sing that to them every night.
A spoon.
I think
a monster mix.
Licks?
helps the Fortnite go crazy.
Go hard.
Spoonful of microplastics helps your brain. Like,
Just a rip off this pin. I swear, Mom, it's good for me.
Oh my god.
Okay, all right.
Let's stop assaulting their ears, please.
this is our musical, Girlies the musical. It's just
Wow, I've never been more proud of anything I've ever created in my life.
in my musical theater career. This is a highlight for sure. I would mention this on my little
Mary
playbill.
Mary Poppers.
Mary Poppers?
Take my money.
You're crazy.
Take my money.
Yeah,
She's
you go see it.
crazy.
You go see it. Would you guys sing my Broadway debut?
Are
Mary
you
Poppers.
I
kidding?
can't sing or dance, so
That makes it
You
better.
can dance. Are you joking? Yeah.
So there was Julie Andrews tea,
Yeah.
and she ate.
She ate. That was kind of the resurgence of musicals that were made just for movies. Like Mary Poppins was never a Broadway thing. It was way later. Like I think they started that in 2010-ish. Like that's when the Mary Poppins Broadway musical was a thing.
Mhm.
And what a lot of musicals are based on books.
The best movies are.
The best movies are. And it's funny because a lot of stuff in present day is like, yes.
Sorry, I was just thinking about how I don't know. I don't know. Musicals are pretty, like, they're the pinnacles of some of the revolutions.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
The Wizard
Payson.
of Oz. Like that was the first film in color. Like
It's kind of crazy how, like, when I think about movies, I don't necessarily think about them as being musicals. Like when I think about these iconic movies from our past,
Almost every Disney movie.
it works.
almost
It
every
just
single
works.
Disney movie.
You know?
Barbie, Princess and the Pauper.
Little Mermaid.
Aristocats. Like the reason I feel like I remember all these films is because they had some catchy songs. I would forget
Yeah.
them if I hadn't been singing their tunes in the car still when I go to work.
You guys
Yeah.
kind of glossed over Princess and the Pauper a little too
Princess
quick for
and
me.
the Pauper.
Girl, she's in my blood.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Just like me.
I'm just like you.
Like, just
you
like-
are? I know all the songs.
That we could be.
It's my birthday. She's Barbie. Go ahead. You say yeah. You're so good at it.
It's my birthday.
Wow, she's Barbie.
You're good at it.
Thank you.
That
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
We love Barbie.
It's my birthday.
Alan's here.
I love you, Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, it was so good.
Kind of controversial how the Barbie movie wasn't a musical.
I'm just Ken.
Yeah.
Anywhere else, I'd be a 10.
That is kind of interesting of how.
So
like,
wait, does that make it a musical? That one song? It moves the plot forward. He's just Ken. He's
That's
just
kind
Ken.
of up for debate. She also
Ooh.
like sings in that car.
Oh, that's right.
I went to the doctor.
Yeah, that's interesting because there are a lot of movies that will have like
Just
one or
include
two
a
musical
song.
numbers that are specifically for moving the plot forward, or
Yeah.
are like they're not just. It's not just like a random song that they're singing. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah. But they'll just do it once.
I think
And
it
it'll be
kind
real
of
good.
I think it depends on the context. I would count it as a musical. Like I would probably count Barbie as like musical adjacent because that's very musical-esque. But if it had just been him kind of playing a guitar, like if it's
yeah,
Like at
he's
the fire,
canonically
yeah.
doing it in the thing, I don't super know that I would count it. But then again, like A Star Is Born, they're doing
Yeah,
that. They're
they
not
do it a
necessarily
lot.
singing on their own.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of up for, you know what? Art is whatever you want it to be.
exactly.
Just call it what I want. Barbie is my favorite musical.
Period. Period. After like the golden age, more screen adaptations of popular Broadway shows became more popular. And after the Hays Code, y'all know what the Hays Code is?
No, ma'am.
Are you serious?
Oh, pop.
I bet you do.
I bet
It's-
Callie does.
Callie does.
I'm sure she does. Oh, she's in the stands
Thank you,
over
baby
there.
girl. The Hays Code was this really strict, like, no gay people in
Oh.
film, no this in film, no that in film. And it was like, whoa, it was a lot. And so it prevented filmmakers from doing a lot. And so after that was like abandoned and lifted, musicals were getting a little more raunchy.
Uh-huh, Le Moulin Rouge.
Chicago, Moulin Rouge, and like Rocky Horror. That's honestly
Uh-huh.
probably my favorite musical.
Mhm,
It's
that
the-
makes sense.
It's the intersection of everything that I adore. It's drag, it's horror,
Glitter,
it's musical.
blood.
Have you guys seen it?
Yes.
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Wow. Well,
I know it's been on my bucket list forever.
don't worry. You'll enjoy it. Isn't this exciting? Do we get to show her something new and
No, I
revolutionary?
have to think about it like that or I'll get very angry. They became way less traditional. Like it wasn't so like, it was more like,
Yeah.
Emotional. less
Woo.
like everything is okay, and more like let's talk
Happy.
about the real
There were
world
got like
problems.
realer, raunchier, darker.
Yes. There were way less like numbers because it was back then musicals were literally like, this Broadway guy can do it all. Let's put him on the silver screen and we
Uh-huh.
can show him what he's got, you know?
Uh-huh.
And now it was like really focused on the story. You know, it wasn't so much a showcase of talent by these people. That's really a lot of what it was back then.
That's
And
nice.
now it was like, we wrote this thing. It happens to have singing. It happens to have dancing, but like the story is the main focus. So we're going to find some talented people. But it was like, especially in the golden age, it was like recycled actors. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we know Judy Garland can slay this, so she's going to be in 10,000 movies.
And it will sell. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's much more like diverse, especially the content. And then current day, way darker, way more dramatic, way raunchier. A lot of biopics.
Is the new Bob Dylan movie a musical?
100%.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the Elton John one.
Yes.
Willy Wonka.
Oh my God, Wonka. You mean the Wonka?
Did you guys know that I played Willy Wonka?
No.
I only knew
middle
that you
school.
played Shrek.
Who's editing this one?
Willy Wonka is the coolest
I want
thing
you to know
I've
that
ever.
if I could be anyone else, I would be you.
I forgot that Willy Wonka is just Wonka a musical, or was Willy Wonka or the original?
Wonka.
all of the above.
Charlie
Okay.
and the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
How could you
Thank
forget Oompa Loompa Doobity Doo?
Oompa Doobity Doo. But is that it? Is
After
that
they
all?
murdered? No.
Okay.
Thought
There's
the
no
blueberry
knowing
one.
where we're going. We're in the tunnel, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
This
so
is-
spooky.
This is why I don't remember. Like, it just fits for the movies.
yeah,
You know, it
Uh-huh.
just makes sense where you're not thinking about it.
yeah, it does. And nothing brings me to tears quite like a musical. I cried at Wonka 3 separate times, including Giraffe Song.
Really?
Yeah. Something that's really popular nowadays is like jukebox musicals, where it's like songs that weren't written for the musical. Like, it's modern pop songs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Moulin Rouge is one.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
That's my favorite. I heard Mamma Mia playing
Nothing works in this house except
earlier,
for me.
and I was super busy, and I thought Callie was watching it, and I came out of my room like, I'm going to watch Mamma Mia right now.
And she was just
Anytime, if you want to get me out of anywhere, if I'm hiding,
don't go.
I'm there.
wasting. All right,
there.
heard.
They're all drunk on that beach.
We
Yeah.
lose Bella.
Quick.
tell the police station I'm
Dancing Queen.
missing, and you tell the police station just blast it.
Just-
Yeah.
She'll come.
You know those like
Do you guys have-
emergency sirens? We're like, can we have the aux for that and plug in Mamma Mia?
Yeah, Mamma Mia was so good. It was it was
Yeah.
very
Dancing
revolutionary
Queen.
in like it felt to me at least in musical genre.
Yes, and think of like jukebox musicals are so much more accessible. Like people that like hate musicals,
Yeah.
which by the way, you hate fun, you hate joy, you hate
Like
laughter, you
having
hate
fun.
song.
I bet you hate children too.
Well,
That's okay. But but musicals are different. You could
But they
say
still like
Juke- Bite them after an hour
are
and a half.
much more accessible because it's like, I don't like musicals, and it's like, wait, I actually kind of love that song,
A lot
and they're
of-
bringing a new perspective to it.
Mhm.
Like,
and now they're singing and dancing.
yes,
Now I feel like biopics kind of
Mhm.
feel like this because you already know the songs and going
Mhm.
in makes them super easily accessible.
yes. One of my favorite jukebox musicals, Alvin and the Chipmunks,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
and The Squeakquel, and Chipwreck.
The Squeakquel.
Callie loves those movies.
I mean, they're perfect movies.
The
I
way
used
they
to-
harmonize is so impressive.
It's-
Their little chipmunk voice boxes.
I used to
I can't.
Alvin? Something really interesting that's been happening lately is like the weird like tangle of media. Matilda was a book, and then it was a movie, and then it was a musical.
Uh-huh.
So a musical based off a movie, and then even further from that, Mean Girls was a movie, and then it was a Broadway musical, and then they made a movie musical of it.
Yes.
And it's like
and then they're gonna write a book.
musical
A sing-along book.
I'm writing the book.
Oh, okay.
A
Sorry.
sing-along book, one
Copyright.
of those kids ones where you can press the button and
Yes.
it's like
you singing.
My
And it's
name is
pop-up.
Regina. You know,
I'd
and
buy
pop
it.
up.
And pop up, yeah.
I'd buy the hell out of it.
Well, you did write it. I mean, I hope so.
I need those sales to go up.
If anyone's gonna buy it, it better be you.
So it's just interesting, like musicals have such a high demand. Think of how many theater kids there are in the world.
I was gonna ask you, yeah, how does it? I don't know. Like, I feel like you're so brave for being a theater kid.
Thank
And I was talking about this with Callie yesterday, actually, and I was thinking about how interesting it is that a lot of people are sometimes embarrassed to go see musicals.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm not going to go see that. It's a musical. I find musicals so dumb, and it's kind of, I just feel like Hollywood's kind of turned into, we appreciate, or at least it's more popular now, for the acting style to be more like carefree. It's also supposed to be super realistic.
Yeah.
That's something that's regarded as like high cinema now, is if it looks incredibly real.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think sometimes we get like a little bit, we shame the over the top stuff, which I think is so insane, because I saw Singing in the Rain finally, and that was so crazy impressive. And I just think it's interesting now that like people are ashamed to go see musicals. Like they're not regarding them as top tier. Like instead they're like embarrassed. And I think maybe it's a little bit because of the theater kid reputation.
Hurtful. This is like,
What do you think?
Not to bring horror into this, but this is any genre that's like both of those, like that's extreme and not afraid to be that way, that's not afraid to be unrealistic.
Yeah.
People take less seriously for whatever reason, to which I say again, you hate fun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you hate joy.
Because there's a lot of people out there that like absurdism and surrealism, and they're like, oh yes, this is high cinema.
Because it has an ism at the end of it. They're like, oh.
Yes, and they want to smoke their
my God.
cigarette with their beret and be like, oh yes, did you see this in film?
I feel like it's kind of natural for like the progression of like humans to think that things that came before you are kind of
Yeah.
old and dumb, or like
Yeah.
we're new technology and new ways of doing things. And so I think there's a little bit of that, is like musicals were kind of the origin of this kind of like media. And so now people are like, ugh, like I don't
Yeah.
But they still don't like think that about other kinds of music that have been around for so long, like jazz and rap, and that never really gets old. I think it's just,
It's progressed a little more.
like I said, I think now it's cooler. I think it's more appreciated now, and more of a feat if you're able to achieve something that looks incredibly
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
real.
But it's different. It's a little different with music on itself, because like you can hear a recording from the 1950s and it sounds exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like music hasn't changed that much at all, really. Like, I mean, we have new kinds of music, but it's the same kind of thing, I guess. And whereas like with television, like it's night and day difference of what we can achieve now versus what we could.
I think also that over the top stuff has a lot to do with like what, like kind of like the inverse of the Hays Code. Like a lot of it is feminine and queer, and
Yes.
and there's plenty of
Totally.
cis
Oh,
gendered
yeah.
men who will never admit that, even though they saw Top Gun, and that beach scene totally makes it a musical.
It's kind of like the color pink. Like men don't like pink because it's girly, and girlies don't like pink because they don't want to be seen as girly.
You said Top Gun is a musical because of the beach scene. Do you think it's a musical just because it's gay?
No, there's someone that's singing in the background, I swear. No, they're not. I'm kidding. I just wanted to shatter their worldviews by claiming that Top Gun is a musical.
Anything can be musical if you're gay
Who
enough.
sings on the piano? It's totally musical. There you guys go. Surprise, Top Gun's a musical.
Well, anything can be a musical if you're gay enough.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I am.
So life is a musical for you.
It's
It's
Sweeney
something.
Todd, babe. It's
Oh, Mr. Todd.
Sweeney,
Oh, Mr.
Sweeney Todd was one of the first musicals that I saw. Like not movie
Movie?
musicals, but
Oh.
like actual
Yeah.
musicals, and I liked it. I loved it.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm waiting for to become a movie is the Book of Mormon. I don't think we talk
Period.
about that musical enough. That is
It's really
the
good.
funniest thing ever. I saw it on Broadway.
That's
and it
what I'm
was
saying. Is
incredible.
like musicals are much raunchier now. Have you guys?
Yes.
I know you have. Have you seen Dix the musical?
Unfortunately not.
Wait, Dix the musical?
You haven't seen
We
that?
watched it. Oh, you had to leave early. Callie and I watched it.
She had to leave early. I feel like that makes sense for
Dix
Dix
the
musical.
musical is like one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. It's perfect. It's
Sounds so familiar. Like I feel like I was
It's
there for part
perfect.
of it, or like
it's these two gay guys, and it's the Parent Trap. But
Are
it's
you allowed to spoil this?
no.
Okay.
It's
'Cause-
very obvious what it is. It's the Parent Trap, and it's two gay guys, and they both like work at the same company, and Megan Thee Stallion's their boss. And it's-
Uh-huh.
and there's
Yeah.
like weird, gross creatures in it. It's like there's a whole song that's about like
You can't say the P word, so don't say the P word.
I actually can't say any of what I'm about to
Oh,
say.
okay.
Just know that it's like it wouldn't have flown in the golden age, you know. So it's like it's becoming
Oh, but it soars now, huh?
music. You don't even know, Payson.
To the stars. Wow, I have so many movies I need to watch now.
I know.
Musicals, I mean.
Musicals is what I like to call them.
Musicals.
Wow, you're so different.
And I think a lot of people also like don't think about the impact that musicals have had on them. There's so many, like, if you love Disney, you love musicals.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When we were talking about this
They own my
topic,
childhood.
I was like, I don't like musicals, Skyler. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, actually, every single one of my favorite movies is a musical.
Period.
Yep.
And I realized I actually love musicals.
Yeah.
I just don't like bad musicals, but I also don't like bad movies.
I love musicals too. We went and saw Wicked in the theater all together.
Girl.
Got had to sit apart from us though.
Well,
For
I'd
obvious
also already
reasons.
seen it. I saw it alone on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
And that rocked. I haven't seen Wicked on Broadway, so I'm excited to see the second part.
You don't know what happened.
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I'm excited to see the second part, and I was so excited when they made it
Gag.
into a movie because sometimes, yeah, like I don't necessarily want to watch the stage recordings because I don't know why actually.
You'd rather
I
see
should
it
get
in
into
person
that.
if you're going to.
Exactly.
You know what I
I want to
mean?
feel the energy.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually, except for the OG Cats, but I don't know if I've ever watched like a full stage. That's not true. Shrek the musical.
My God,
I watched the entire
didn't we?
like recording.
Didn't we? That's right, we did in honor of you, Queen. In honor of you before we even knew you, I think, and the role that you played. The way that I would watch that back now and be like, oh, how'd she hit those notes? Skyler's amazing.
Incredible.
Thank the Lord
I want that for my birthday.
that we didn't have the rights to film it. Can you imagine if there was footage of 8th grade me in Shrek prosthetics?
I don't even see why that's a bad thing. I think that's iconic.
But I mean, you're such a star already. But anywho, I love musicals. And I am happy that they get adapted into movies.
I feel
Yeah.
like there's kind of a resurgence happening. Especially, I think Wicked has a lot to do with it because that has been a huge cultural phenomenon.
I was like, I want to get inside on what's going on here. I feel like I want to be part of a club that I don't know what's happening. And I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, I understand.
Yeah.
And it was pretty sick.
Did it make you want to sing and dance and tap your toes?
It was incredible. The Defying Gravity scene.
Were you crying?
She actually,
Yeah.
like, it was one take that she recorded that. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah.
and I might be wrong about that, but it was fully live. Like she was actually.
Yeah.
They were flying her through the air.
She was like harnessed. Yeah.
harnessed in while singing
Left, right,
that.
upside down.
Upside down, spinning. Like the footage. You should go watch the footage because the footage of them doing that
Very impressive.
is absolutely insane. The fact that she is a singer, man.
Well, that is what I appreciate about Wicked and more musicals now is because for a while they were just kind of casting celebrities and they were like,
Yeah.
I hope you can sing. But it's like Cynthia Erivo has done her time on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande is an amazing singer. That little SpongeBob guy was on SpongeBob on Broadway.
Yeah.
Because the SpongeBob guy.
There are so
He
many
did SpongeBob.
There are so many incredible
Brock.
like musical theater people that can play those roles, and I
Yes.
really don't like when they just cast celebrities just to cast celebrities that aren't them, because there are celebrities that are good at singing and
Yeah.
dancing. And
The only
Uh-huh.
exception to this is Emma Watson for Beauty
Yeah.
and the Beast. I'm so sorry.
She's,
And,
I mean, she
I'll
is
die
Belle.
on that hill.
She
And-
is Belle.
why am I freaking? I'm so bad at names, but the in La La Land,
Emma Stone,
no.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling,
He can sing.
He has a band.
They taught. I know, but they taught him how to dance and play
And
piano.
piano.
He was playing piano.
Yeah.
He didn't. He said apparently he said he did not know how to play piano at all. And he
He
got
was
to
incredible.
that level within a couple months or something, 6
Yeah.
months. Or
I
whatever.
think
People
maybe they
hard.
see the potential.
the potential. Yeah.
But there are totally movies where it's like they just hired that actor.
Yeah.
And I do, yeah, I don't like that either. I like that we've hopefully we're reverting back to like the original where you needed to sing, you needed to dance,
Mhm.
you needed to be able to act really well at the same time. Some
You need
people were
Talent.
talking about, some people were talking about how Cynthia's performance was, I don't know, some people were a little bit nitpicky about Cynthia's performance because they were like, oh, she's having a hard time acting while she's singing. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I'm sensitive to
I thought
that,
it was
and
great.
I think she did a great job.
Yeah.
There's also such a difference and a talent in being able to act on stage and on camera.
Uh-huh.
It's something I really had to learn
It's
because
two different things.
It's so different because for theater, you're for the back row. So it's like if you're
Huge.
surprised, you're like, but on film, it's like the camera's here. You just got to be like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know it's such it's just so conflicting because
And so a
people
movie
want
musical-
real emotions when they're acting. They
Yes.
want it to seem super realistic, but then it's like, nah, but you broke it into a musical number. How realistic can we
Exactly.
do
So
it?
it takes a very specific set of skills,
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
I hope we go
And-
back to those.
I've noticed like a lot of times people give actors so much shit when it's like a woman of color playing someone that like they
Oh,
was
yeah.
with Ariel too.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are giving them her performance shit, and it's like she was
Women have to work so hard for praise, and then women of color, they
like,
have to
why are
work
you
a
singling
million
out
thousand times
like
harder.
she was literally incredible. Like her voice was incredible. She killed the acting.
I sobbed the whole movie.
And people find things, you know, to nitpick because they ultimately probably are sexist or racist or just, you know.
Both of those things, yes. Yeah.
Or they hate musicals, which is sexist and racist and homophobic.
And homophobic.
But we
Yeah.
in this house love musicals. We love musicals. Bella thought that she didn't because she wanted to be
You
cool
guys
for a
said,
moment.
"I lied."
But she woke up.
She woke up.
She woke up and she remembered Aristocats. God, that movie's so good.
Yeah.
Um,
Thomas
But
O'Malley.
anyway, I've got to go though. So thank you for
You got to
teaching
go.
us about musicals. It's been beautiful. I hope we come back to this topic and talk about some other
There's
different
so
aspect
much
of it
to expand on, and I am happy to come back.
to do so. Yay! Well, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so
I'm bringing your
much.
lunchbox.
Of course.
yeah, she has something yummy packed
Your
in there.
Wizard of Laws lunchbox. I hope it's those little cupcakes with those little Hostess cupcakes.
It's blood. It's filled
I
with
could
blood.
use one of those right now. Yeah, you got 2 straws, 3.
You got
Yeah,
3?
we got 3
One
straws.
crazy one. That's the glasses.
Oh, we gotta take turns.
Perfect.
I want that for my birthday. Okay, we'll see you guys next
Thank you
time.
guys so
Thanks, guys.
much.
Say thank you, Skylar. Bye.